Hello everybody, I'm back with you for another video, and this is a video that I said I was going to make back in the month of October, which just passed, but obviously since you're seeing this around the 8th of November, which is the day I'm recording and I'm going to upload this video, I didn't get a chance to do it in October. Me getting sick and other issues got in the way of me doing videos, but this is a video some of you might remember I said that I was going to make where I talk about another passion of mine other than music, which is the sport of hockey, and how in a way they've intersected in my life. First, a little background on how I became a fan of the sport. I spent a good bulk of my childhood in Michigan, the state of Michigan, because of my parents' vocation. We were moved around a lot in my childhood, and here in the Midwest part of the United States, we lived in several states, but a bulk of that time was spent in my dad's home state of Michigan. I'm back in my home state of Wisconsin, although I consider myself to be from somewhere else, but that's another story for another video. But anyway, growing up, spending a good part of my childhood in Michigan, got exposed to the Detroit Red Wings and things like that. I remember watching some of their games on TV. But one of the first things I remember seeing as far as hockey goes is the Miracle on Ice, the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey teams are under the gold medal, and their huge, massive upset over this Soviet Union to get to the gold medal round. And part of my jersey collection, if you bear with me for a second, is I have a jersey from the 1980 team, and this happens to be Jim Craig, the goalie. I remember watching those games, and I remember thinking that mask the goalie was wearing was cool. The Jason Voorhees mask, which would become more known for a few years later. And I remember saying that if I ever played hockey, I want to play goaltender because I could get to wear that cool mask. And back in the day, my eyesight was better. Probably didn't realize it was as bad as it was back then. During part of my school time in Michigan, I did play goalie for my school's varsity and junior varsity teams, and got to wear the cool mask. And maybe my eyesight issues and me not really knowing about it, maybe looking back on that, maybe that explains why I was not the best at the position, but I digress. Not too long after the Miracle on Ice, we ended up living in a small town in Michigan called Saginaw, and at the time, they had a minor league team there called the Saginaw Gears. And this isn't the exact same thing, but the first hockey jersey I ever got was a jersey somewhat like this. a Saginaw Gears jersey with the number 17 on it. And I ran across somebody who had one of these on eBay a couple of years ago, and I thought, oh, this would be a nice thing to pick up again to have as back in my jersey collection. But the Saginaw Gears number 17 jersey was the first hockey jersey I picked up. And the Saginaw Gears were the first hockey team that I followed. And I was at those Gears games. I remember hearing for the first time a lot of the rock music that I grew to love as I've grown up. Such as the song Rock and Roll Part 2, which is aka the Hey song, where's the instrumental and the parts where I'm not going to try to replicate but there's parts where the guitar is playing and the people go, hey, that song really makes me think of the Gears because they were the first one to use that. Now it's played at sporting events all over. But that song, they played that song when they came on the ice. They played that song when they scored a goal. The song Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. Heard that when there was scuffles on the ice and fisticuffs. Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar was the one that was played when there was fights. Matter of fact, the game I was at last weekend involving the Peoria Rivermen hockey team, which is another hockey team I fondly remember from my teen years. That song played in its entirety when there was a big scuffle on the ice. Don Henley's Dirty Laundry was featured at Gears games a lot. And throughout my travels, I've got exposed to a lot of different NHL and minor league teams, particularly minor league teams. I've logged many hours traveling to go see these minor league games and these NHL games. Even got to see a game in Germany in the Scorpions' hometown of Hanover, my favorite rock band. And ironically enough, the hockey team is the Hanover Scorpions. So that's another way music intersected with hockey there. Push by Max Buck 20 is another song that makes me think of hockey, particularly another minor league franchise in the Quad Cities of here in the Midwest, the Quad City Mallards / now Quad City Storm. So music and hockey, have intersected. I mean, a lot of those songs I mentioned, I can't help, when I hear those songs, I can't help but think of specific hockey teams or situations in hockey games I saw when so-and-so scored the big goal, or there was a big fight, So these two things intersect in my life a lot. I think I should have put my thoughts down on paper better, because I feel like I'm stumbling through this video. But I'll just say that early 80s and hard rock, early 80s rock especially, and some other 80s pop. Don't You Want Me by the Human League, I remember first hearing at a hockey game. Abracadabra, the name of the artist of that song escapes me right now. I remember hearing at a hockey game. Even some country songs. make me think of hockey. So anyway, these two things that are big passions of mine are related in my memories. I relate the song with being at a specific game involving a specific team, what have you. Trying to turn this in maybe a little bit of a thread in the comments below, if you so choose, mention. Doesn't have to be sports. Doesn't even have to be hockey. Doesn't have to even be sports. Name another hobby you might have, or where music brings back pleasant memories of that hobby for you. Or like you hear a song and you think about a certain moment in a movie, or certain song takes you back to whatever, a first love, whatever. Share some of those stories with me, either in the comments below or making a video. Anyway, that's my little brief history of how somewhat I discovered the music I now love through one of the sports I love. I could make a video detailing some of the memories I have about hockey, but that would be like 2-hour video of great games I saw, incidents I've had where had both positive and negative run-ins with other teams' fans and in some cases their players too. Maybe I'll make a video someday about that. Comment if you want to know about some of the exploits I've had at hockey games with run-ins with opposing fans and players and such. But anyway, my friends in the vinyl and music community, rock on. Enjoy your music, your day, and your other hobbies. Take care.